Hey everyone, hopefully this is working. This is gonna be a stupid video idea. um, and as you can see, I have a little tier list here, and I just wanted to rank my albums in my opinion. Now, they are all my children in a sense, so it's not that I despise any of them. Well, that's a lie. There's some I really don't like, but for the most part, I do like most of them. So yeah, today just briefly I want to go through this sort of a recollection, because this I think it's going to be this fall. We'll be going into the fifth anniversary, so that's a big deal. And other reasons. Also, I just have nothing better to do. So I don't. I forgot what order this is in. I think it's random. So we'll just go into that. And I'm working within pages here because I am a buffoon. Anyway, let's see what we got first. Ah, yes, The Alchemist. Can I bring this up? Can you guys see this? I hope this is working. It is being ridiculous. I'll have to edit this out. Like that. Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. First, we have The Alchemist. So The Alchemist was my album in, uh, yes, it was August last year. And it wasn't, I would say, a very serious attempt at saying much of anything. Some of the songs have stuff to say, like uh, Bishop's Knife's Trick. Excuse me, Bishop Knife Trick um, is a parody in a sense of the Fall Out Boy song of the same name, but it's also kind of like how I think Baptists or American evangelicals view the sacraments in the church. So that's one thing. But some of the songs to me are lackluster, and I didn't try my hardest, which is why I took it a little bit down. But the songs that are good are very whimsical and they're very magical. Wizard's War, um, Wizard's War is the one that's coming to mind, but I also really like Ballad of Shimmick. That's a fun one, and I of course like Bishop's Knife Trick, and I like No One Takes Me Seriously. That was a song that I made very quickly, and it came together super well. So I won't lie, it's probably only B tier, but high B tier. It is a good album, like at its heart, certainly. Great. Then we have, oh, nice. Okay, so this is the most recent one. This is Songs for the Dead. Um, Songs for the Dead really came out nice. The sound quality was good. Um, Make that a little bigger. It was so much fun to kind of write an album that had a medieval feeling and at the same time was almost a little bit like um, tropical. And of course, there's the tarot. Although I don't subscribe to that, is a kind of a big overarching thing for this. So like the theory behind it was good, and the songs are good. The songs are fun. Then I think I want to say this: the reason why I'm going to put it where it is because although the songwriting's like really fantastic, and maybe I don't appreciate it because it's enough because it just came out, but you know, I do like songs like I Think You Know Who I'm Talking About or I Want to Crawl Into a Ball and Die. They're catchy and they're emotional and they're odd, and I think they just scream things I like. I think that even though that's consistently pretty good, I don't know that it's like consistently amazing. I think they're consistently good though. Um, I hate how these tier lists always evolve into um, it's oh like it's everything's good. Here's why this is bad. Like I don't want to have that. I'm not trying to say that. I want to be super positive here. Um, but yeah, it's definitely one of my better albums. And just very consistent and fun songs that are I'm sure very fun to play as well. Um, yeah, good album. I'm gonna put an A tier. It's an A. It's A. It deserves that, I think. Um, if it would only fit in this little box I've created. That is going to have to do for now. So I'm putting it in an A tier. The Harrowing. Okay, this is really love-hate. So the Harrowing has been planned for like it's been planned since like 2020, but it never came out in the way I wanted it to, because I don't think I was passionate enough in the project. Again, there are so many songs in here that are epic, and they redeem it. Like they redeem it from being the hell that is displayed in its cover. Um, they The Miser is so good. The Feast is so good. Forest of Souls is really good. Gosh, the song The Harrowing is good. Um, the song The Temptation is so good. Uh, all of these songs are great. They just there's like cohesiveness. I think that's a little lacking. Like, what do the songs have to do with each other other than the subject matter? And the songs between those, I'm not a huge fan of. Like songs, I again, I'm gonna be criticizing everything. I want to say the good stuff. So yeah, the Harrowing is an absolute bop. It's like just very powerful, and it's describing something very powerful. And then on the other hand, another very positive hand, some of the songs are just very slow and mundane, and they take you somewhere. They take you through these funny characters that you meet if you were traveling through hell and purgatory. Um, so yes, no one go to hell. Go to purgatory at the very least. Um, but like the Miser is like one of my favorite songs ever, and the Feast is so spooky and odd. This was originally going to be called the Odd Life Part Two, just to give you some context. So anyway, the Harrowing, just because it's dry to me, is going to be in low B tier, if not C. But okay, I like how it lined up like this. Look at that. It makes me feel very professional. Um, oh, this is interesting. Okay, I was not thinking of this one. Not an album, an appetizer. This was the remnants of kind of a botched project, which was going to be the regrettable end of Eleanor Crow. Um, and the songs are good, but it suffered the same fate that the Harrowing did, which was lack of cohesiveness and a sort of dryness, and that might be more me than the songs themselves. Um, but the songs themselves are good. Graveyard Blues. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm very tired. I just got back from a work day. Graveyard Blues is probably one of the best songs I've ever written. It's catchy as all get out. The song and there's just a sort of a darkness and a very tongue-in-cheek, uh, morbid, macabre sort of lingering feeling here. And of course, Eulogy is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever written. I'm gonna start referring to myself in third person now, that he's ever written. But it does have a certain dryness, so ooh, yeah, that's tough. Low B tier, being merciful. Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, this is also somewhat recent. Are we going? We might be going backwards in chronology, which is kind of cool. Kind of. This is Nostalgia Part 2, Side B, which is a mismatch of songs, some of which were going to become Mödest songs from an album which I will not name. Um, the, this is such a big project, I can't quite remember exactly where I was going to go with it, but like in all the song names too. But some of the like there's standout ones like Finite Regress, the songs from the Offbeats. Um, Revolt is great. Across the Carolinas was originally going to be a Mödest song. Um, yeah, this is good because it's very fresh and there is a sort of cohesiveness, even if it was not originally intended. It's a very just depthy album. You got to get lost in a little bit. So you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say low A tier. It's pretty good. Okay. Whatever comes next, I'm here. EP. This is just so solid. I think all the songs in here are they're joyful, they're young, they're innocent. They have a sort of go with the flow hipster in a good way. They remind me a little bit of like if the Shins was a bit more positive. Um, I felt happy writing this. I felt contented, like all things were in the right place. Um, that was not a Radiohead reference. Uh, yeah, I don't even want to just dwell on how good it was, I guess. Code That Don't Quite Fit is probably one of the best songs I've ever written, and that's a shame because it took me all of 10 minutes to get the idea. Um, 2002 is the most emotional song I think I've ever written, and it says a mouthful. And of course, the rest of them are all great. They're very emotional, and it was very contented, and I was in a good place um, in many ways. I'd like to be back there. I think that's, yeah, it was a good time. It was a good winter. Um, yeah, I might move this, but it's low right now. Obviously, it's the only one in S tier, but it might be high A tier, if not low S tier. I'm hesitant about that. This was not an album. This is a compilation. I don't know why that's there. We just did the Alchemist. There's two of those. Moon Boy. Yep. Okay. Well, you know where that's going. Obviously, all the way to the top. Yeah. No offense. I didn't even say the title. This is Whatever Comes Next. I'm here. EP. But no, Moon Boy is fantastic. Moon Boy takes everything I love ever, all the dreams, all the lucid dreams, all of the childhood memories, and it fuses it into this oceanic masterpiece. There's nothing like it. Planet Lucifer, obviously, Rabbits in the Hat, Moon Boy, oh gosh, the Twilight, Cape Juby. All the songs are good. Weather Vane Points West. It just tells a story, and of course, it's based upon The Little Prince. So you can't go wrong in that way. But that's an album you can get lost in. I take night walks and listen to Moon Boy. It's amazing. I could say so much about that, but anyway. Okay, Mödest, the Rose album. This was initially made as a gift that I meant, and it's fun. It's a Weezer spoof, obviously, and it's supposed to be definitely funny, a little bit. Sorry, again, quite sleepy. Oh, excuse me. I'm here. I am awake. Twisted was here. It was a little tongue in cheek in terms of like the subject matter, because some of them were kind of like joke songs, but some of them were they meant what they said. Um, Honestly, nothing bad to say about this. It's not the most amazing songwriting because I was doing it as like I wanted to get it done very quickly because the date in question was impending, and I think this was about a year ago, as of because June 2nd. Okay, but anyway, yeah, this was it's good. I'm gonna put it in a B tier, but I feel better about it than I do about the. Oh, I feel bad saying this, but it's probably gonna like I gotta demote you. Maybe I move it up. I kind of like this right here. I like where that is. Okay, we just did the Harrowing. Hometown Volume 2. You know what? I'm gonna make a what do the kids call it? A hot take here, and say that this album is amazing. It's very good, but it is not as good as I thought it was. This is not a criticism about the songs or anything like that. In fact, I love the songs of this. One of my favorite songs ever from the Paper Mills in Appleton, and of course the Great Lakes song. It's beautiful. This is amazing, but I think that there's not a lot of content. It's like only 9 songs, and originally it was going to be so much more. Like this was going to be like the expansive album. Like it was going to be huge and talk about all these things. But I never got to that point. So it's still good. It's still S tier, but I wish I could have worked out it longer. But just to make clear, this album is amazing and it's so beautiful. And oh man, it's a story. Like again, you can get lost in that one too. Um, the Nina Historical Society song, amazing. Walworth County, so good. Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good. I don't know why I'm criticizing it. It takes you. It's like very quirky and it's Wisconsin and it's my hometown. It's in the title. Takes you back to places beyond memory. And here we are, Mödest, All Hallows Eve. This is Mödest right here. Like it doesn't get more Mödest than All Hallows Eve. Um, I yeah, well, I mean, I'll just tell you where I'll put it, and then you can work from there. It's going here. It's easy number two. Easy number two. I like this. I think. Um, it's why is it good? Why is it number two on this list right now? Um, because much like Moon Boy, it is a concept album and it takes you far, far, far away. It takes you to like some picturesque image of a well, it ranges, but like a 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s Halloween or the week of Halloween. The entire album leads up to Halloween night, and then the album kind of dissipates from there, and it's like large, and it talks about romance and love and how these things culminate in our human nature when we reach, you know, Halloween, All Hallows Eve, which is what I consider like the death, the release of spirit, and how mankind's feelings and the forms that we follow, they stem very closely to that. Halloween is one of the most important times of the year, and it uses fearsomeness in the ancient sense as sort of I don't know this representation of what is death, what does it mean to die, and then of course there's something beautiful about fall too, which is I don't know, I come to life in the fall. I've spoken so much on this it'd be a shame to talk about it more, but are unnecessary. But the songs in here are great. I can't think of any dud. Maybe Pumpkin Boy, but that's just a mixing error. It has nothing to do with the song itself. The song itself slaps, if I can use that term. Um, Obviously, St. John's Eve is overplayed as all get out, but it's really good. Maple Street's great, and that one is not played enough. I think one of my favorite songs that I've written, um, Halloween Day, and of course, Halloween Has Come for You is the best opener, I think, in my opinion. Um, and then what a way to end the album with Skeleton Girl, which is an older song. It predates this by a lot, but Skeleton Girl is yeah, I can't even really describe it. It's otherworldly, and it talks to something that's beyond everything. Also, I'm rambling completely. Anyway, and also Halloween Bebop. It's good. It kicks behind. So yeah, we've all been to a party like that. So where the world it's like the end and beginning of the world at the anyway. Okay, we're moving on. The tome. I love the tome. The tome. Here, I'm about to explain something. I'm gonna explain something big time. Here's why the tome works, and why other albums that I can talk about later don't. The tome used as its inspiration real sadness. The tome was an album of real sadness, and I got so lovingly lost in sadness and nostalgia, real sadness and nostalgia, not forced, that the songs just flowed because all I wanted to do was speak and have someone listen to me. And the tome, this forest, this ancient book, was the best way of doing it. So yes, and it's huge. It's a huge album. And yeah, you know what? What takes it down a little bit on the poll here is mixing. The mixing on some of the songs is iffy, but I don't think I've ever been more impassioned than the tome. And it's the tome of Joseph Saunders. It doesn't hold anything back. It's like this is what it is. I sound completely ridiculous right now. Why am I saying this? But also, yeah. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's like a lovely old book that you find and then you talk about and whatnot. It is S. Gosh, I am going to fill this S tier now. I don't know if it's higher than. I think it's going to be higher than Hometown, but it might be higher than whatever. We're going to review this afterwards, and we can choose if I like made some mistakes. Tome, I love you. Songs that suck. Yes, this one is so good, but it's also a cover album, meaning that, well, not all of the things are covers, but like, not everything here is mine, but the covers are great. Excuse me. Higher Ground is good. But of course, there's two originals on here. Sting's Christmas, which was on the Christmas album later, which is sad, really sad. And of course, Losing Team. And Losing Team was a masterpiece, in my opinion. Man, I really sound like an absolute nerd right now. Okay. Bloated Ego time is going to stop. Again, I'm going to talk about third person. That will sound like less cringe. Yeah, no, his work, it's amazing. And I think it pinnacleizes here with songs that suck because it's, he's talking about, it's funny because he's trying to make an illustration that, his songs suck, but in reality, he's criticizing other people's songs because he didn't write the songs. But he's also criticizing himself because he's the one who's covering them. But okay, yeah, whatever. Anyway, it's A tier. I might put it above this. I don't like. Okay, like the metrics that I'm judging these on, by the way, is like emotional state too. I was at a better emotional state with this one than I was with this one. Religious, spiritually, whatever you want to call it. I might bump Hometown down, but not yet. All right. Worst Christmas ever. Okay, so I was feeling bad when I wrote this, and like emotionally, for reasons, but it was the best bad feeling I've ever had in the sense that it felt very real. So I wrote the realist music. Yeah, that sounds like I'm like some sort of Beastie Boy rapper. Anyway, I made the realist music, and this just reminds me of the Christmases when I grew up. That was what it was inspired by. It was completely inspired by just Christmases from when I was a child. And the snow and getting lost and songs like Sledding Song and Snowball Fight are inspired by memories of watching Peanuts and just small towns and what they do. And there's something eternal about winter, and I love it, and I love it, and I love it. And man, I make albums about the seasons. It's very interesting. But yeah, my favorite song off of this. Actually, I'm not gonna say that yet. I think at the end I'm gonna say my favorite song out of all of them, like out of all the albums, and we'll go through that. But yeah, just really good songs here. Yeah, what else is there to say? Lame Christmas is good as well. Fun song and just quirky and reminds me of my life. Yeah, I'm sad to say this is going to be. There's no way that, what, we're switching this. Hometown, you're here. Worst Christmas, you're here. I'm comfortable with that. It was such a fun album to make. I would do it 1,000 times over. The Odd Life. Yes, another love-hate one. Modest's The Odd Life. So The Odd Life, I wrote it when I was on a big trip and I didn't have any way to play music, so I just sang it in my head and beatboxed it. Is that what you call it? Beatboxing? You know what? I'm gonna say this here. It was great in theory. It was not good in execution. The sound quality is very bad. Clone Myself sounds great. All Mine sounds great. I'm So Sorry sounds great. There we go. We're just gonna not even say anything. It's an album about purgatory. and it was purgatory to listen to later on. Though some of the songs are amazing, obviously. I just because I don't sound like I'm a ungrateful jerk because it was fun. That said, it's B, uh, it's B tier, probably tying with the Harrowing. Hey, look, I haven't put anything in C tier yet. Nothing deserves that. Well, Regrettable End might deserve that. I don't know. Okay. Hometown Part 1. Another good album to make. Great time in my life. And yeah, it's really good. I don't have much to say about this. I think because I don't have much to say, I might as well just say the bad things. First of all, I'm wearing my Mödest shirt. It's like back there. And then I have my hometown behind me, and then a wall of my faces back here. Just to explain, I should have been explaining all this time. This is kind of a Sufjan thing to look like an angel. Yeah, the only downside with this album, and there's only one, is the fact that it relies upon some fake sadness, because the events that I was talking about had like passed already. Obviously, not all the songs are about fake sadness, just a few. But like, unlike the tone, which is very real, this is very very forced. That said, it definitely goes in A tier. What brings the quality down a little bit is, I guess, cohesiveness. I guess, yeah. I have to think about this one. Of course, it has great songs like "Oh Claire," but the quality's a little bit down on that. Obviously, my first, I call my breakthrough song, "Upper Peninsula," "Taking Back the Upper Peninsula" is on here. It's wonderful. "Strange Strange Feeling" is on here. Um, yeah, no, it's just a bunch of great songs. I think it's maybe just cohesiveness. So as of now, I'm gonna put that here. I think this is fair. Okay. Yes. Okay. We are Modest and Friends. I'm only including this just because it's good and it has my stuff. Modest and Friends, and then it's a bunch of people, including Esther Iyer, who I'm a very big fan of, and her music. Um, and I'm very blessed that she could bring the song "Letter to About Our Mutual Friend" um, to here. Big, big stuff. Yeah, really good. But it didn't turn out to be quite the thing I wanted in terms of like, yeah, I thought people were going to do a lot more songs with lyrics and whatnot. Most of them aren't. I did one song and it was okay. It was about the same quality of songs that were going in here. This was like this was the album before this album, so it was leading into it. It was preparatory. That said, and I was in a great place when this was being made, so it automatically gets bumped. Um, I I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where this one's gonna go. I think I'm gonna move. Do I want to move this? I kind of want to move Alchemist up. I guess C tier. I feel bad saying that. I'm switching this. I think that this is probably more appropriate. This is a C tier album in my opinion. Okay. Nice. Great. Okay, we have True American Tales. Everyone forgets about this album. Ask anyone. Hey, did you ever listen to True American Tales by Well, okay, they don't even know who I am. If they know who I am, ask them this, and they'll be like, no. Yeah, because no one has. It was made for a documentary called, again, True American Tales, and its songs, every song is from a different era of American music. And you know what? It's pretty darn good if that's what you're looking for. Unfortunately, the songs don't mean much, and they were kind of cranked out. It's an album in a day. I think I made this in a day. Um, for what it is, it's good. And you know what? It's better than this album. I'm so sorry. I just this was not fun to make. This was grueling. So it was. I've learned that the more fun an album is to make, the more fondly I look back on it. And here we are, big number one. But I don't think we're quite done yet. I think we're missing a few. Regardless, this is Modestian, sultry, and right. Fun fact, the background of this was taken from the Most Holy Sacrament Shrine in Alabama. It was a tapestry. And then I edited the tapestry together to look like whatever it looks like right now. This album was so much fun to make. I was just overflowing with ideas. Yeah, just overflowing with ideas. It's mystical. It is a Christmas album. I have technically 2 canonical Christmas albums at this point. Um, it's it's wonderful. The songs are mystical. They're magical. And I think I wrote the first real Mödest song, even though some songs pre-exist this from it's a long story. Either way, Christmas at the End of the World, Fields, G is for Geometry. This song is like an anti-Masonic masterpiece. The album is wonderful. It starts and ends with a story. It's my first story album. It's so good. You just get lost in it like an ancient mystery, and it's very. There's a bit of a Scandinavian vibe too, but yes, it's mystical. I love that. This song, even this album, the one thing that I'm not even going to hold it against it, but it's a little lacking in this sense is that, like, the songs, I think nowadays, like, every song on an album is supposed to be a single. Like, no, you have to listen to this album together to get the full effect. The full effect is the story, and it's a beautiful story. Anyway, I love this album. This is tough. I think I gotta boot you down a little bit. And it's funny that these two are next to each other because they're very similar. The Tome is actually like successor to some. They're both very folk albums with medieval overtones. I don't know how this got here because it's not really it's not Mödest, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is my album, The Shadow Realm. It's a fake rap album because I really am anti that. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's, oh gosh, I'm pretty good above this. I'm so sorry, those songs, but yeah, do not know how I got here. All right. Okay, favorite song from each of these. Starting from, let's just go S tier to the top. Moon Boy, Rabbits in the Hat. I know. It's like, of course you'd choose that. But I have to. Yeah, it's a gorgeous song. And it's my childhood in a real way. It takes me back to it. A time that even reminds me of being in the womb. Mödest, All Hallows Eve. Really tough. Funny enough, I think at one point I would have said St. John's Eve. I'm not going to say that anymore. I don't think so. I think that song is catchy, but it's not enough. I think it's going to be Halloween Has Come For You. It's a three-way tie between Halloween Has Come For You, Halloween Day, and Skeleton Girl is so good. You can't give that up. Whatever comes next time here. Yeah, I know. The real tie is between 2002 and Code That Don't Quite Fit. It's going to be a Code That Don't Quite Fit. It's just somewhat better in terms of like how well it's constructed, and it's very emotional, and it's a very me song. It's very contented and joyful and brave, and yeah. The Tome. Okay, well, there's like a bajillion tracks on here. I get Follow the Hawks is very solid. Take Me is good too. Follow the Hawks, like, if I had to say, hey, go listen to the Tome. Like I can only listen to one song. I'd say go listen to the first one. Okay, Mödest and Sultry and Right. A Star Came Down from the Sky. Christmas at the End of the World. That's what it is. G is for Geometry is great. Fields is awesome. Sailor's Shanty is. All these are great. All these are wonderful songs. That one is just that one is a little more mystical. Worst Christmas ever. Um, Sledding Song is so well constructed. It's just perfect and jazzy, and I was with my grandparents when I made it. It was a great song. Takes me back to a joyful place. Yeah, yeah. I think I'll go with that. Oh wait, hold on. Quick for the tone. The I'd say either listen to, if again, if I the analogy I just made, um, Follow the Hawk or Eden's song. It has to be a tie. I can't resolve that. Yeah, Christmas City of the World for Modest and Sultry, right? Worst Christmas ever. It's gonna be, um, as I just said, and I cannot remember now. Sledding Song. Hometown. Probably from the Paper Mills in Appleton. That's strong. Close second is the Lake Michigan, or the Great Lakes song. Songs for the Dead. Yeah, that's a bit tough, because they're, I guess, like what my criticism here was that they're consistently good, just not any great. One that I can listen to over and over again is I Want to Crawl Into a Ball and Die. That's a good song. Um, in theory, I'd say that, um, I think you know who I'm talking about is very good. That's in theory, though. Okay, Hometown Part 1. Probably probably Taking Back the Upper Peninsula, but you know what? I think better than that. Strange, Strange Feeling when you enter Wisconsin. That's my favorite for that. Losing Team from this it's, yeah, it's great. Yeah, because the songs that I also like on here are also in like the tome and in Worst Christmas Ever, so it doesn't really matter. Um, from this, probably Charlie Frono wins the staring contest with Bill Cipher. That song, that's gonna be there. From The Alchemist, Bishop's Knife Trick is pretty good. Wizard's War, I think, is just kind of phenomenal. Yeah, I'd say Wizard's War, or Nobody Takes Me Seriously, but I think Wizard's War. The Odd Life, yeah, all mine. It's great. It's a creepy stalker song, so it's good. The Harrowing, probably The Temptation, the song The Temptation, or The Miser. I'm leaning on Miser. It's gonna be The Miser. Yeah, The Miser wins this. Um, from the Rose album, Mödest the Rose album. That's tough. I would say Second Semester Spring. It's catchy. From this, Esther's song is probably the best in the compilation album. I know it's not really my stuff, but yeah, it's good. It's very just so solid. Holds up the entire record. From True American Tales, probably the St. Patrick's Day song. The others are like a little less heartfelt. From Mojo the Shadow Realm, um, what could be said about this? Uh, Probably, I'm just gonna lean in with the crowd here and say Chicken Nuggets or Emo Boy Rap. And then from, sorry, C tier. You're probably low B tier, but I feel like insulting you right now. So, C tier, we're gonna have, uh, Eulogy is probably the best from this. Regrettable End of Eleanor Crow is very good too. The best written is, She Died Peacefully in Her Sleep. It's not the best song though. And there you have it, folks. I didn't even use the D tier and the F tier. Um, this is the full list. Take it as you will. Yeah. Bye bye, I suppose. God bless all. Yeah.